a murderer, a terrorist, or a fighter. There are a lot of words that have been used to describe Osama bin Laden, the founder of al-Qaeda and the mastermind behind the 9/11 attacks. However, no matter how one describes him, there is no denying that he was a highly influential figure in modern history. In this video, we will dive into his life, covering information and some facts that you may not know about him, such as how many suicidal bombings he had planned, how many allegations he faced, or who played a key role in his death. Bin Laden's full name was Osama bin Laden bin Awad bin Laden. He was named Usama, which means lion, after Usama ibn Zayd, a companion of Muhammad. Osama bin Laden was born on March 10, 1957, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, but some records list Jeddah as his birthplace. His father, Mohammed bin Awad bin Laden, was a billionaire construction magnate with close connections to the Saudi royal family. Osama's mother was Hamida al-Attas, who was originally known as Aliyah Ghanem and was Mohammed's 10th wife. Yes, not 2 or 3, but 10 wives. Growing up, Osama was a devout Sunni Muslim and attended the elite Al-Thagr Model School from 1968 to 1976. He furthered his education at King Abdulaziz University, where he studied economics and business administration. Some accounts say he earned a degree in civil engineering in 1979 or public administration in 1981, but others suggest he left during his 3rd year without completing his degree. In 1979, after leaving college, Osama bin Laden traveled to Pakistan, where he joined forces with Abdullah Azzam to support the Mujahideen resistance against Soviet forces in Afghanistan. Using money and equipment from his construction company, he helped Afghan fighters during their struggle. Bin Laden set up camps in Pakistan, training volunteers to fight the Soviet-backed regime. He even participated in military engagements, gaining the admiration of many in the Arab world for his efforts. Later on, bin Laden left Maktab al-Khidmat in 1988 and decided to take on a more military approach. Different from Azzam's focus on supporting Afghan fighters, he wanted to create a separate group, which led to the formation of al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda, which means the base, was established to continue the jihadist cause with a set of rules for joining, including being a good listener, having good manners, obeying leaders, and pledging loyalty. After the Soviet Union left Afghanistan in 1989, bin Laden went back to Saudi Arabia, seen as a hero for helping defeat a superpower. There, he got involved in groups opposing the monarchy while working for his family business. In 1991, Osama bin Laden was told to leave Saudi Arabia because he kept saying bad things about the country's friendship with the United States. He first moved to Afghanistan and then to Sudan in 1992. Thanks to a deal made by Ali Mohammed. Bin Laden's group of bodyguards had many weapons, including missiles and guns. During this time, he tried to calm a war in Afghanistan by asking leaders to work together instead of fighting over Kabul. His group was believed to be behind a bombing in Aden, which killed 2 people. In the 1990s, he also helped fighters in countries like Algeria and Egypt with money and weapons. In Sudan, he created a base in Khartoum and spent a lot of money on farms and businesses. Despite helping people and being liked by many, his actions and constant criticism of Saudi Arabia led King Fahd to take away his Saudi citizenship and family money in 1994. By the mid-1990s, bin Laden was linked with a group that tried to kill Egypt's president but failed. During this time, al-Qaeda said it was okay to harm innocent people if they were near enemies, thinking they would get rewarded after death. The U.S. set up a special group in 1996 to follow bin Laden's actions closely. The Sudanese government was under international pressure in 1996, so they considered expelling Osama bin Laden to reduce foreign tension. They secretly talked to Saudi Arabia, hoping the Saudis would pardon him. However, the Saudis didn't want him back as they had already taken away his citizenship. With dangers lurking in Sudan, including an assassination attempt he believed involved the CIA, bin Laden chose to leave. On May 18, 1996, he flew to Afghanistan, where he built a strong bond with Mullah Muhammad Omar. This move weakened his hold and financial situation, as Sudan took his assets. In Afghanistan, bin Laden and al-Qaeda gathered funds from supporters who remembered the fight against the Soviets and also from Pakistani ISI. They used this money to build more training camps for fighters, known as mujahideen. Bin Laden gained control of Ariana Afghan Airlines, which he used as a secret transport service. This airline flew militants, weapons, cash, and opium through places like the United Arab Emirates and Pakistan and provided fake IDs for his network. A known arms dealer named Victor Boot helped manage this airline, keeping planes ready and loading goods. Michael Scheuer from the CIA said that Ariana worked like a terrorist taxi service. It said that bin Laden helped pay for a really bad attack in Egypt called the Luxor Massacre on November 17, 1997, which killed 62 people and made many Egyptians very upset. In 1997, because the Northern Alliance might capture Jalalabad, bin Laden left his compounds and moved to Tarnak farms in the south. Another attack took place in Mazar-e-Sharif, Afghanistan. To strengthen ties with the Taliban, he sent fighters to help them fight against the Hazaras, with thousands of people being killed in the battle. Then, on the 24th of June 1998, bin Laden and al-Zawahiri held an important al-Qaeda meeting. Not long after, on the 7th of August 1998, the U.S. embassies in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and Nairobi, Kenya were attacked. These attacks were huge and used truck bombs to cause a lot of damage, killing many people. This was the first time many people in the U.S. heard of Osama bin Laden and al-Zawahiri, as al-Qaeda took responsibility for the bombings. President Bill Clinton responded by launching missile attacks on places connected to bin Laden in Sudan and Afghanistan on the 20th of August 1998. Later that year, in December, the CIA warned Clinton that al-Qaeda was planning more attacks, including hijacking planes to target the U.S. By June 1999, bin Laden was added to the FBI's 10 Most Wanted list. Then, in October 1999, the United Nations named al-Qaeda a terrorist group and set rules to punish them, like freezing money and stopping members from traveling. At the end of 2000, it was revealed that bin Laden's group had a plan for a series of attacks, which were stopped by the arrests and mishaps of those involved. Reports said bin Laden used his businesses in Sudan to fund small groups of recruits from the Arab world. Among these recruits was Karim Syed Atmani, who was linked to Algerians plotting bombings in the U.S. Atmani lived with Ahmed Rassam, the man caught at the Canada-U.S. border with a car full of bomb material in 1999. Atmani was later convicted of working with bin Laden. In Bosnia, some ex-soldiers found to be living near Sarajevo were also linked to terror groups. Khalil al-Dik was arrested in Jordan for planning attacks. Another man, Hamid Aich, worked for a charity tied to bin Laden. Reports also suggested that bin Laden got Bosnian citizenship in 1993, though this was denied after the September 11th attacks. Additionally, it was alleged that bin Laden ran a terrorist network in Albania under the guise of a humanitarian group. In 1998, some members of Egyptian Islamic Jihad were arrested in Albania and sent to Egypt. Bin Laden's criminal charges began when Libya issued the first official Interpol arrest warrant against him and 3 others on March 16, 1998. They were accused of killing a German intelligence agent, Sylvan Becker, and his wife in Libya in 1994. Libya wanted bin Laden up until his death. In the U.S., he was first charged on June 8, 1998 for planning to attack U.S. defense facilities and leading the al-Qaeda terrorist group. Capturing bin Laden was a key U.S. goal, especially after the embassy bombings in 1998. On August 20, 1998, the U.S. launched missile attacks on his camps in Afghanistan, but missed him by hours. He was indicted again on November 4, 1998, for murder and conspiracy related to the embassy attacks. Efforts to capture or extradite bin Laden faced many obstacles, including the Taliban's refusal and failed assassination attempts. Several plans to capture him were aborted, including a mission with Pakistani commandos and an unsuccessful attack on his convoy in 2000. Even before 9/11, some officials felt the U.S. was rightly focused on bin Laden, while others criticized the intense focus on him. Fast forward to May 2, 2011. Osama bin Laden was killed in Abbottabad, Pakistan, by a U.S. Special Operations Unit. This mission was called Operation Neptune Spear and was ordered by President Obama. It was carried out by a team of Navy SEALs, known as SEAL Team 6, along with the CIA. They launched the raid from Afghanistan, and after killing bin Laden, the body was taken for identification and then reportedly buried at sea under Islamic tradition. There have been questions about some details of the burial, but the fact remains that bin Laden's death marked the end of a long search for the al-Qaeda leader. Later, his compound was destroyed by Pakistani authorities to prevent it from becoming a shrine. Interestingly, in 2019, Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan claimed that Pakistani intelligence helped the CIA find bin Laden. There have been various reports and interviews about how the SEALs killed bin Laden during the raid. However, there have been several allegations and conspiracy theories surrounding bin Laden's death. He lived in a secure compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan, reportedly for at least 5 years, but this compound was very close to the Pakistan Military Academy and was not far from Pakistan's capital. Although the governments of the United States and Pakistan claimed that no Pakistani officials knew about his location or the U.S. operation, reports were suggesting otherwise. Some sources allege that high-ranking officials, including the ISI Director General Ahmad Shuja Pasha, were aware of bin Laden's presence. It was also speculated that Pasha knew about the U.S. mission ahead of time and allowed the helicopters to enter. These claims were strongly denied by U.S. and Pakistani authorities, who insisted that neither country's officials were involved beforehand. Even today, there's a lot of controversy and speculation surrounding bin Laden's death, making it a subject of interest for many. So, this was everything about the life and death of Osama bin Laden, one of the most notorious figures in modern history. Leave a like if you found the video informative, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more historical content. One more thing, we love your support in the form of likes and subscriptions, but we would love it more if you could support us through supers. Thanks for watching.